What is up? Congratulations, you've made it to the 5th and final video of the Lawnpreneurship Lawn Care and Landscaping Website Build and SEO course. If you haven't seen videos 1 through 4, go back and watch them so that way you know what the heck is going on here in video number 5. And if you have been following along, you'll have a site built out, pages built out, theme installed with WordPress and all that sort of cool stuff, as well as your on-page SEO is also set up right. And what off-page SEO is getting links to point to our site to then say that our site is good for the term that we're trying to rank for. Long story short, that's how it is. In a minute, we're going to hop in my computer and I'll show you exactly how we go about doing this in a very cost-effective manner. Yes, it is going to take a little bit of investment. There is no such thing as free SEO unless you want to spend 20 hours a day doing comment backlinks on sites, which really doesn't work that much anymore because Google has totally changed their algorithms and they continue to change all the time. So basically, the method that I'm showing you is the most effective method at doing this on your own, as opposed to going out and hiring a digital marketing agency, whether it's my company or somebody else's or whatever. But the reason that I'm doing this is so that way you can get your website up and running, get your site going, get it ranking, and getting traffic to come to it, and getting customers coming into your business. So that way in the future, when it gets to the point where you cannot spend any more time doing this and managing all your marketing, you can come to us and we can help you out with managing your marketing and get that all set up and streamlined. So that way you can focus on building your business instead of SEO and email marketing and sales funnels and all that sort of stuff. We can build it out for you, and by that point your business is generating enough money that you can afford those services. So let's hop into my computer and let's get to work because we got a lot to cover. So as mentioned in the quick intro, we're going to be covering basic and cost-effective off-page SEO, primarily in the form of backlinks and social signals to get your site ranking. We're going to make this as simple as possible and just cut and dry, so that way we can just get your site to rank for the towns and suburbs that we are targeting. Now, there are a few things that Google looks at when it comes to off-page SEO. The first thing primarily being backlink, like mentioned, and the first thing would be the relevance of a backlink as well as the anchor text. Basically what a link is, and if you've been following along with the course, you'll know somewhat, but basically anything online that you can click to go to a different destination. So for example, this particular link brings us to our homepage. Or if you're over here, you click this one, it'll take you to brooklynpark.org. So this is created from having text. We just highlight it and we insert the link just like that. And so here's our destination and here's our anchor text. Whatever the text is that is the clickable link is our anchor text. So if we are purchasing links from somebody, what we want to be doing, if we want to rank for lawn care service Brooklyn Park, we would have our anchor text be lawn care service Brooklyn Park. So with our relevant backlink, with this as the anchor text, with the proper power of said backlink in the form of domain authority, which measures how much power a domain has. So websites that are really, really big, like Wikipedia, has a massive amount of domain authority, as well as a good amount of trust flow. These will help us with ranking. So to explain this a little bit better and it's more simple, we have our lawn care website right here. We have a few different sites that are going to be linking to it. Now, don't take this for any framework. This is just for example to keep it simple so that the explanation is easy to understand. But what we do want to have is a site that is our sites that are relevant to the subject of this site, of our site. So this one could be about gardening or lawn care. This one could be about real estate and how landscaping increases the value of homes. This one could be about traveling to our specific area where we are located. So it could be about Minnesota, it could be about the upper Midwest or the Southeast or whatever. And this one could be about business in general. What we don't want to have is sites that have nothing to do with our site. So this one could be about race cars, this one could be about dogs, this one could be about furniture or whatever. We just don't want to have those sites because Google isn't going to penalize us, but it's not going to help us as much as it could if they were relevant to the content that's on our site. So the next thing is the power of said backlink. And the power, the trust flow is measured from sites like Majestic or Moz or any of these other metric sites. Now, as you can see here with Forbes.com has a very, very high trust flow. That's because this has almost 70 million backlinks. There are not very many websites in the world that have this high of a trust flow. Then when we go and look at our website here, there is nothing to even be shown because we have no backlinks. So basically our domain authority and trust flow are 0 at this point in time. So when you have sites pointing links to your site, this will send juice from these sites to yours to increase that trust flow and domain authority, which is what Google looks at. The more relevant it is, the more it will work in your favor, and Google will reward it by ranking more. And so the site with the most of these will rank. It's really just that plain and simple. Social signals also help a bit also. What I mean by this is Facebook and Twitter are the biggest competitors to Google. So if a website is getting mentioned a lot on Facebook, Google is going to reward that site because they're both competing for traffic. They want as much people on their platforms and not so much on their competitors' platforms. So when we have a Facebook post that gets a large volume of impressions or interaction in the form of likes or comments or shares, Google sees that and they're going to then say, okay, well, we need to increase the ranking of the site because we want to have people coming through us to go to that site rather than coming from Facebook. That's because they are direct competitors. The next thing being click-through rate and traffic. That does help also, but doesn't help as much as this right here with the backlinking. So now that you have an idea of how ranking your website in the Google organic search results works, how do you go out there and capture prospective clients that are just out there on the internet searching and get them to go to your site and do what it is that you want them to do, whether that's call you, email you, submit their information through your contact and discovery form, whatever options it may be that you want them to do. How do we do it? And right away, I'm going to say that this is really time consuming and probably not the most beginner friendly method, but you can go out and purchase these sites, these external sites, and you can go buy them from a freelancing site. And what you're going to be doing is creating your own content and basically telling Google that, hey, this site here is excellent for a specific topic that it may be at hand. So for example, this could be a real estate site that talks about how landscaping improves the value of homes, and then you have some content on this particular site about how this site, the one in green, which is your company's website, is the best place to go to get information on landscaping in Minneapolis, or whatever the term may be, tree removal in Chicago, Illinois, lawn care services in Miami, whatever the particular search term may be. That is where you're having these sites tell Google that, hey, this site, which is the one in the middle, your company's website, is the best place to go get this information. So it needs to be rewarded by showing up higher in the search results, and in turn, people on the web can search for what it is they're searching for and find your website easier, so that way they can get access to this really good information. So there's ranking basically in a nutshell there. But that can be very, very, very time consuming, and it's, again, not very beginner friendly in the least bit, because you are taking on the endeavor of having to create all this content, basically manage a whole bunch more websites, because when you already have a website for your business as it is, you're also managing your employees, you're managing your equipment and your clients and everything else that goes along with it. It's something that really most business owners do not have time to do. And the other thing that you also need to be doing with these sites is continually adding new content, because like I mentioned before, Google loves fresh content. So the next method is something that requires a little bit less time, but it is more expensive. So what you can be doing is going to these freelancing sites and purchasing individual backlinks on the sites out here, such as mentioned, and get content written about your site to, again, do the whole process of having Google see that, hey, reward this site by getting it seen by more people in this particular search term. That can work as well. However, it requires a good amount of time, a little bit less than managing all the sites on your own. You are going to have to pay a bit more money to be able to purchase backlinks from owners of those sites on the freelancing websites. And so another method that you could go about doing this is hire a marketing specialist in-house. So basically someone that works, whether they're right underneath you in the chain of command, or maybe they do sales and they also manage your marketing. Whatever the case may be, you can have them go out, build and manage your search engine optimization campaign. But there is a slight downside to this. And again, this really depends on the size of your company, where you want to go with your company, and a lot of other different factors. But you have to pay them a salary, you have to pay them their benefits, workers' compensation, you have to manage them every single day and making sure they show up on time, managing their vacation time, all the stuff that goes along with employees. You just have to add another one on, but this one requires someone that's a true specialist that knows their craft very, very well. It's not necessarily just like being able to hire someone that is coming in to do some just manual labor and they're moving a wheelbarrow all day. You got to actually take a lot of time to invest in finding the right person to do all this work for you, because you're basically giving them the keys to drive new customers into your business. And it can be quite challenging to find people that can do this work, and also the aspect of keeping them busy enough and making them worth the investment of their salary and all the costs that go along to hiring them. And lastly, hiring an agency to build and manage your search engine optimization campaign. If it's us that you so choose, which I hope that it is, if you're on our website watching this video, I really hope we get the chance to work together. But the main reason for this is that it's a lot more cost effective in most cases than it is hiring in-house, because of the fact that it usually costs a fraction of just what one person's salary, because this requires a specialist in the field where they're probably going to need a $5,000 per month salary, and then also the benefits and everything else, where to accomplish a similar task that could be done for about $2,500 a month, or maybe even a little bit less, depending on a few different factors when it comes to the competition and the search terms that you are trying to aim for. But in most cases, it's cheaper to hire a marketing agency than it is to hire someone in-house and then have to manage them and all that sort of stuff. Thanks for checking out the free website build and Google ranking tutorial here at Landscape Marketing Pros. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave one down beneath this video. And if you are interested in checking out any of our digital marketing services, there will be a link right below this video that will take you over to our contact form where you can apply to work with us, and then we can get the ball rolling and start helping you grow your business. So this has been Matt Wacek, and we'll see you around Landscape Marketing Pros.